diseases in that particular region. And they found that after the agriculture policy and the way they used to do agriculture completely shifted to some different kind of agriculture, there is now decreased contact of people with the agricultural wild diversity, also even domestic animals, and just because of that, allergies, asthma, all such kind of diseases increase like anything. Yeah. So this is a classic case study. So there are n number of case studies. There is one very classic book, Evolutionary Thinking in Medicine. They have given so many such kind of research articles. So this also actually highlights that why policies are important, and which is directly connected to your immunity and again such kind of epidemics also. So that's why it's very important that we maintain ecology just for our immunity. Along with immunity, just maintenance of immunity, nutrition is also equally important. So if you think of India, we have traditional diversity in food as per the climate. We have 11 biogeographic zones, and as per each zone, our diet varies, our traditional food varies. But maybe in the wake of globalization, त्याचं सगळ्याचं सपाटीकरण होतंय. So we just love to get burgers and the same kind of McDonald's burgers and pizza everywhere in every state. So this is again killing our immunity. Then what we need to do, maybe integration of both modern and traditional. So we also need to watch our lifestyle, which is changing our nutrition. So sorry, I've kept this in Marathi. For non-Marathi readers, it would be a little difficult to read. But just to summarize, this modern lifestyle is ultimately so that the kind of diet we have, the kind of this old friends that we have within our body, and many times they lack because we do infants treatment. So that definitely is killing all the microbiota within our stomach or within our body if we treat infants at a very early what you can say stage of our life when we are almost starting it. Then there are deficiency of many vitamins. Yeah. Then of course there is this mental stress is there, and add to that pollution is there. So because of all of that, our gut bacteria change, and gut bacteria change, that's why it affects our health and also immunity, and then slowly we become vulnerable and susceptible for such kind of viruses. So we need to also think about inner environment along with this outer environment, and if at all we don't pay attention to it, definitely we might have chronic diseases or become susceptible to virus. So this is also a very important point. Then development causing disruption is another important point in this particular presentation along with ecology. So it's not only meat eating people. So everyone is saying that because people are eating meat and that's why they are inviting these viruses. But every one of us is equally responsible. So if at all we are using smartphones, so almost everyone in this whatever webinar is contributing for this land use change, because we are using the same smartphone and the laptop, which extract resources from the ecosystem. And the earlier slide, the background of one slide was there. So the land use change, we are causing land use change, which is ultimately causing biodiversity loss. So it's not only one particular category of people, that's what I wish to say. And again, population multiplied by consumption means everyone wish to progress in a conventional way and consume more and more. So current model of development is definitely based on this consumption. So it measures, so GDP is just measurement of this consumption, nothing else. So that's why we really need to think about it, and why it is even detrimental for this yeah, so we have electricity, so we'll just switch to laptop, I think. So just because of this kind of measures that we have, like GDP, obviously people's aspirations are channelized just towards that. So aspiration of every individual is shaped due to economy. So we'll go towards economy also, what kind of alternative economy we should have. So towards the end of this presentation. But just to tell you in this slide that ultimately the kind of aspiration and consumption that every normal middle class or say upper middle class or super rich man, anyone in the society has, it is changing the land use and ultimately inviting the future epidemics. And everyone tries to progress to consume more. Yeah, so the same thing. So we really need to think about all these things. So ultimately our consumption pattern and the pattern of development is causing or disrupting the ecology. That's the point. And that's why we have also seen how viruses are evolving in such situation. So that's why we need to go towards solution. So what is the solution? So definitely restoration of ecosystem. So if we say that this is inevitable, means we can't even maybe connect to each other without such kind of technology and smartphones, and so definitely some kind of extraction of resources is inevitable. So in that case, the solution is you need to restore back them back to its original glory. So restoration of ecosystems is very important. Being conscientious consumer means, can we just reduce on certain things? We'll go towards this kind of points again at the towards the end of the presentation also. Alternative economy and appropriate policy. So this is the solution. So just to brief this first part, that looking at the COVID situation, the evolution of viruses take place in absence of ecology and biodiversity. And also we need to connect all this absence of ecology and biodiversity to our own lifestyle, consumption and development. Yeah. So now let's go towards the next part of this presentation, which Manasi is talking about. And then lastly, we'll go towards this.
What is happening about COVID,
Yeah,
its ecology, biology, its evolution. Now let's go to what are the solutions, because the solutions will be very important, and how we act on that is also very important. So what we are saying is something like a new normal, because people are saying that let's resume to normal now. हो आता सगळं नीट होतंय, नॉर्मल सुरू होईल. पण नॉर्मल म्हणजे काय, आणि वॉज दॅट नॉर्मल करेक्ट? So this thing we need to ask to ourselves, and we need to react to that. So let's resume a wise normal. That is what we are saying, that now we need to change to something new. Yeah. So let's briefly see what were particular effects that this COVID had on us, on planet. So the first thing was the humans were locked, right? So economy halted. Was hardly any business. There were payment cutouts, so less jobs. People were at home, and all that trickled down to the bottom of the pyramid. So all of them who were at the bottom, that is the people who are having their daily income or the menial jobs, they were affected most. Then entire world got hit, and it got to basics. Now what is this basics? Is the essentials that we can call it as. The food and medical was the main essential that started means that we resumed to. And the worst affected sectors were the intermediate goods and luxury. So we can imagine that when the crisis situation is there, we will always go back to basics. And this is what we need to think of, that what we will do in such crisis. So that is the next part, that like one of my friend, she told me that she taught her children the basic survival skills, की चूल कशी पेटवायची, जर का गॅस आला नाही तर काय करायचो. So this was her response to such lockdown or such things when there was hardly anything that was available in market. You couldn't go to fetch that. Even if I had money, I couldn't go out and get the food. So that was something, or that is something we need to ponder upon and keep thinking on. So these are the worst affected sectors that happen, like hospitality, tourism, cinemas, mall, all are still shut. So these are all luxury goods. We don't go for tourism as our basic necessity, but the food is our basic necessity. Then there are two more basic necessities, the air and water. So the clean air and clean water. So we'll see what will happen to them. Then there were some effects on humans, right? So the people with some savings could sustain for some months, like the middle class and the rich people. The, just a minute. So the people with some savings could uh, could float in this lockdown. they had little effect of lockdown. Though mentally they had, but physically or monetary wise, they didn't have much effect. Then the next were the farmers, because all these segments are those who are around us, the farmers who have migrated to cities for better prospects. Now, what happened to them? So some could go back to their lands and sustain for a while because they had some saving, or they were supported by their employees or some employers with base payments, and they could also have something from the land. So they could start growing vegetables on the land. They had some grains at home that was stored. So that was happening at this segment. Then some got a break, who they were idle, who were like doing some businesses in cities, but they were supported by their, again, somebody. So they were not hit so much. And the worst hit were the uh, so the worst hit were laborers who were just on the border of money poverty, and they became poorer, and they were worst affected. They got their manual earnings and immediately, and they wanted to go back to their villages. And India saw this movement of migrant laborers. Now what happens to them was that many people have interviewed them, and there were 2 points that starkly came out, that they felt that they have social security in their villages. So this social security is very important. Even in cities, we have this. We had community, we had societies. So there was a social security in each our community, small communities or societies. Second was food and accommodation was a guarantee at villages. So at least they had a home to stay, which was not possible in cities. And our economy, it failed to feed them. Now the next problem is, when they are gone back to their villages, what will happen to them? Are we able to give them proper jobs, or even not proper jobs, some earnings in their villages? Is our village economy that strong? So all those questions we need to ask, and we need to keep on answering them with different policies or something.
And very important part is, we say that India is Sheti Pradhan or Nisarga Pradhan nation. But beyond that, we are not able to feed our people. Means definitely we need some kind of other economy, because right now our economy is completely dependent on money. Means for sure, let's accept that we need money because right now the system is like that. But can we have alternate economy that even if certain class of people, even if they are not earning, they are fed well? Means definitely India has that potential, but we are not using that potential. That's the point. So definitely for food, we need to have some kind of alternative system, and that's what we need to learn right now.
So we will just switch to the other device. Just a second. Can you unmute us?
Yeah, we can see it's visible.
Yeah, but can you unmute the other device, Manasi Ketri?
Other
I'm not
device, yeah. Is it unmuted?
Device from where we are logged in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there. Let me double check. Just give me a minute. Huh?
Sure, please take your time.
काय जायचं? ह्याच्यात ते ऑनच नव्हतं. काय माहिती कुठे गेलं?
Please continue.
Yeah. So, yeah, so the next point is what happens in such crisis situations. The crisis prompts a reaction. So, for example, reaction in this case was single-use items, disposables that increase multifold. So, which we are talking about only during this Corona times. Then use of chemicals for sanitization, that is one more thing that has increased a lot. Then the next will be people will change their choices. So people will tend to choose single use disposable in hotels, or they will avoid public transport, or they will do frequent sanitization in houses, in offices, in factories, in malls. So which is coming out of fear. All these reactions are coming out of fear. And at government level, it is already trying to boost economy with various dilutions that will degrade the ecosystem more and more. With the laws and policies are being diluted, so that will happen at a larger scale now. So all these things understood that it is happening because of a crisis, and because of the crisis we have a reaction, but we need to respond, not react. So how we can do that is we will see that in next slides. Now, what were the positive effects of human being locked in the houses? So many people have seen that, have experienced that being at home, we had a family time. I am talking about those people who were at ease during this lockdown, not the worst hit people, because they had a lot of turmoil in them. But other people, they were at home, they could experience family time, they had cooked home cooked food, no fast food and less packaged food, so which is again leading to a better health. Then no travel in traffic jam, so the mind was at peace. Then the clear air and the clean, clear and crispy air that we could experience. Then people were doing homework, so that was keeping them physically fit. And low mechanical ambient noise, which had an effect on having a peaceful mind, because you can imagine all the mechanical sounds of vehicle, of aeroplane, of say crusher, of construction noises, then the large trucks that keep on moving on the highways and our roads, all of them stopped, and that reduced the ambient noise significantly. Even like the air pollution was very low, and it was also shown through the figures that were monitored throughout India, throughout the world, that the air pollution has decreased significantly. So all this has culminated into a better health. You can see that there are hardly any people who are going to doctors. The doctors have very few people at their clinics. Then the hospitals are deserted. There are hardly any people or patients in the hospital, though it was not people were avoiding that, but also it was like people were not needed to go to a doctor. So these all these things, it points to a better mental and physical health. On mental point of view, there were some like depression has increased, so all the figures are pointing, because people have payment cutouts, they have lost jobs. But if you talk to people, it also points out that the need of money during this 2-3 months was less, because it was the basics of food. They don't need that much money. So it was from the both sides, it was having a good effect on our personal economy also, and our environment ecology also. So what were effects of nature, effects on nature? All of us have experienced this. So there was no movement of humans, so no fuel consumption, so we conserved a lot of fuel. Pollution drastically reduced. Industries were shut, so which has reduced air, water and noise pollution, and this was seen in the Ganga river water quality, which was almost drinkable in some stretches of Rishikesh, where tourism was stopped. So there were like 25 sewage openings that were directly introduced into Ganga that halted. So the water quality was very good. Then no vehicles, no mechanical sound, so ambient air noise reduced. Then wildlife could roam freely in the vicinity of cities. I am not talking about the wildlife in national parks or sanctuaries, they always roam freely. but those around cities like leopard or small wildlife like civets or some deers, so they could roam more freely. And everywhere around the globe, this was the situation. Like if you Google on uh, computer, then you will see many evidences of all these things. Then fishes could come back to non-polluted rivers. So this was very significant because in India, in northern India, the dolphin could come back because of less pollution and less turbidity in the water. It could come back to some stretches where it was not seen in last many years. Or even the Himalayan ranges were visible, which was a very like aesthetically pleasing effect on the northern India, because that had happened some 30 years back and they could experience that. So there were some things which we call as intrinsic value of nature. So we could experience all that value. But the thing is that the government decisions were exactly opposite of that. So they have opened minings, and you all of you must have followed this, that the policies and decisions have been taken very hastily. So that is a very like disheartening point to
They
see.
changed the EI
Yeah,
notifications.
now at least they have
Yeah.
some stay because of many people.
Many
They
people.
could say, no, this is not
But
the
this
right
is-
way.
This
But
is happening all over the globe. Means
Yeah.
in US they have reduced the pollution norms. Then in China they have removed the environmental
clearance
clearance
things.
right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So many such things are happening all over the globe. People are just to start economy.
Hmm.
They are just willing to compromise on environment. We can see that very clearly.
Yeah. So now coming back to where these effects are pointing to. So the changes in policies and strict execution of no pollution norms is very, very important now. Because now, means earlier also it was important, but now we can see by evidence that if our activities are locked, then what will happen to the environment? What will happen to our air and water, which are another two basics that we always need, that humans and every non-human being will need. So what has happened to that? So the strict execution of no pollution norms is very important. Then second is educate more and more people for eco-wise practices, because the education level in, like we say that Kerala is the 100% literate people there are there, but are they educated for all these things, the eco-wise practices? So we need to like increase our circle and educate more and more people. We need to reach out to people and convert them or ask them to convert to these eco-wise practices. Then focus on basics and reduce overconsumption. So this, people have been saying this will have effect on our economy, because our economy is totally market based, totally on overconsumption, totally on increasing the consumption every now and then. Only then the economy can survive. But we need to think over this, and we need to focus on basics first. So like earlier, we hardly used to go to hotels because there were not many choices also, and not that economic we could say economic viability to go to a hotel. So we need to go to basics first. Then no dilution of environmental protection policies, but we need to strengthen them. So right now there has been a dilution, but we need to come forward and help our policy people to have more strengthened policies. The nationwide restoration work must be really initiated on degraded lands. Like if we talk about India, we have almost 25 to 30% land that is wasteland. And right now, the policy of government is to convert this wasteland into something like an economic zone, like the special economic zone, the SEZs that they were doing. But we need to convert them into special ecology zone, because all these wastelands, they have good potential to restore back to a healthy resource state. So that we need to initiate. Then we will see some things that will make ourselves self-reliant. Fortunately, India has been like traditionally we have been doing this, or we have this practice.
Tradition.
Yeah, we have this tradition. And if you see right now globally what is happening, like the small countries like Italy or Spain, they don't have any manufacturing, they don't have manufacturing of basic things also. In that sense, we are really fortunate that we have all those things at in our country, at our doorsteps, around us, within our state or within our districts also. But we need to move that focus to a very small thing like now, that is the house. So we have to start with the smallest unit of a house, empower yourself with say kitchen garden, with solar power, with no chemicals, so that we from us we can start, and we will not introduce any chemicals to the rivers, because if you know that 70% of pollution it comes from domestic chemicals or domestic consumption. So that is why we could see that Ganga is more cleaner during lockdown, but Mula Mutha is not, because Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad is sitting on Mula Mutha, and we didn't stop working in our homes, though industries were shut. So that is why Mula Mutha water quality never changed during this lockdown, because that was our responsibility.
And ultimately, our choices are going to again shape the industry and ultimately
Yeah.
economy.
Yeah.
Many economists say that there is this consumer who drives the development,
Drives
if
the market.
drives the market.
Yeah.
So if consumers make very right kind of choices, so obviously market goes in that particular direction. So that's what we need to do. Means definitely from policy level we need to come down, and from consumer level we need to go up. So this way there could be some kind of combination.
Right. So if you have noted, nowadays there are many brands who are now selling chemical-free home cleaners. So that is one shift which has got from the demand side, because people are demanding that we need chemical-free cleaners. So that is why the industries have responded in that way. So next is to expand it to your society. Use your terrace or common plots for growing food, for solar power, for planting more to make it a green island. So we have to expand this horizon more and more, and we have to be inclusive by expanding to a community, by expanding to our own neighborhood, or creating a nice service neighborhood for all these things. The next could be, if you own a farmland, then start growing food on that, and certainly have half an area for developing a forest, to plant native plants which are of various uses, and develop it into a forest. So that could be one service that you are giving to the nature and trying to revive it on your own lands. Then inculcate eco-wise practices in every individual, and now we expand it to our businesses, to our offices, to our industries, to our working environment, wherever we are there. So we need to have these eco-wise practices in that environment also. So this is about us. And next thing that we feel very strongly is empower people who are working for nature. Now, last 10 years have seen many people are coming up and they are doing jobs. We call it as green jobs. So, or they are having some policy changes. They are doing some writ petitions for some mining in some corner of India or in some corner. So we need to empower them with funds, with your own time, with your skill set. That is very important, because right now what is happening is that government is going so fast with their dilution of policies that all of us need to come together and jointly work for all these things that we have mentioned, and for strengthening the policies. So empower those people who are already working for nature. That is the need. And since we really believe in biodiversity conservation and restoration is one of the very active tool to achieve a better planet, so we can't be silent in that also now. Be vocal for a better nature. So come forward, do whatever you can to like to actively conserve nature, to do something on land, to plant trees, to have ecological restoration by various means. So what that will have effect, we will see that landscape restoration with a very balanced view. We are not saying that restore each and every corner of our country. It's not possible, because we are at such stage of development that we can't go back. but we have to take a very balanced view where the key is to have a proper landscape planning, to have a proper land use planning and landscape planning, so that we have some areas which are dedicated for wildlife, for biodiversity, for the provisioning of ecological services, some areas for growing our needs, our food, whatever we need from the trees or something like that, and for some areas for our development like cities. So we have to have a proper balance in all these land uses. And what returns we will get from this ecological restoration is, first is very important, the inspiration, a hope for better tomorrow. Because if you see today's situation, everybody is having uh, a depressive mood ki what will happen tomorrow. So this inspiration of there will be something good tomorrow is very important. Then secondly is we will restore natural capital, which is very important. Now for businesses, capital is very important. But today we are not taking into account the degradation that is happening, the pollution that is happening, and the natural capital that we are extracting from the planet in our balance sheet. So if we start doing something like this, and if we start taking it in our positive side of the balance sheet in our businesses, that will have an effect on the financial capital, so that the businesses which are